Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my top most and least used handbags of 2022. To be more specific, I've got 10 of my most used and 10 of my least used handbags of this year, and I think some of my picks will be a little bit of a surprise and others will not be a surprise. I will say right off the bat that I did eliminate from this video any of my Longchamp Le Pliage tote bags. I do use those on a regular basis, but I wanted to eliminate anything that was below the $300 price point and considered more of casual style bag. I also eliminated my Coach Rambler 16. That one too I do still enjoy, but it's below the $300 mark. And let's see, the Lululemon belt bag, which was about $38. I love that thing. I wear it regularly, especially when I go to Pilates, but that too I eliminated. And there are probably a couple of others, but this grouping here, all of the bags are considered designer or luxury or at least $300 or more. So let's get started. I think you can see here, some of these are not even in the dust bags, and that's a dead giveaway. The ones that are not in the dust bags, I use pretty often, and that's why I don't even bother to put them in the dust bags. So let's get started with number one. This is not going to be a surprise to my regular viewers. This is my Louis Vuitton Pushat accessoire in the monogram, and as much as the price has gone up on this so much, I still feel like it's such a handy bag. I got this at the time for maybe $500 or $600, and I've been using it so much ever since. It's very versatile. I have a long vachetta strap that can be worn crossbody. This is not the short vachetta strap that it comes with, but this one here I think I got from Dress Up Your Purse, and it's just perfect. I think I've got my stuff in here at the moment, so you can see this is definitely one of the most used in general, but definitely for 2022. So that's bag number one. And I'm not going to go in any particular order in the grouping, but you can kind of see I'm just going to go like all over the place. So here I've got my Chanel wallet on chain in the filigree. Now this one I did for a split second consider letting go because I have duplicates. So I've got this one here, and then I do keep this one in the dust bag. This one is the black classic one. So this one I have duplicated, and because I love the classic black one so much, I have considered, like I said, letting this go, especially because it's a little bit more loud in terms of the branding with the large CC. But I noticed that I gravitate to this one more when I'm wearing light colored outfits, and then when I'm wearing dark or black colored outfits, I go for the classic. So these both have been very much used and enjoyed in 2022. Then let's move on to the Hermes Mini Evelyn. As you can see, a theme here. My first few most used are all pretty small mini bags. This one here is in the gold color in the Clemence leather. It's really soft and smushy, and it's a great size for everyday essentials, not too fussy, and it's got the strap on the inside here that's kind of like a cotton band, which is really, really comfortable because it's nice and wide. So I'll show you that. This one here, you're probably all pretty familiar with this bag. This is the small size, the mini size. And I will say, because I'm generally pretty casual as I'm running around doing errands and picking up my kids from school, this bag has been a grab and go, very much used plenty of times in 2022. This one here is a newer addition, but I've used it a lot considering it's new for this year. I think you guys will know, you'll recognize this. This is the Cutie Pie Gucci Mini Horsebit 1955. I think it's just the perfect balance in terms of a little bit of logo and branding, but a little bit of that classic touch that's more understated with the horsebit detail. Brown trim. It's very, very durable, scratch resistant, water resistant, since it's mostly canvas, and it's got the strap on the inside. This too is a mini bag, but I don't carry a lot on a regular basis, so this has been definitely a favorite of mine this year. Then here's another bag that I tend to keep out of the dust bag because I grab it a lot. This is the Chanel Mini Rectangle in the caramel color. This is from the 21P collection. It's got the light gold hardware. And I don't know, I have a really easy time carrying this bag, both casually and more dressed up. So I could be going out to dinners or dates with my husband, or I could just be running around town and wearing, jeans and a casual top, or going shopping or something. And it has been really great. I love this color very much. There's no color transfer. I have received a lot of questions about this. I tend to stay away from wearing any kind of light colored bags with dark denims or newer denims that haven't at least been washed a series of times. So no color transfer as far as I can see. Okay, and then you kind of see I went from the mini bags and then I sort of jumped. It feels like 2022 I was going for either the mini or big. There was not a lot of in between. So this is the Chanel Jumbo. Mine is the single flap with the very special flat CC hardware in silver. I feel like black with silver is just so fresh and modern. And because it's the single flap, it's a little bit lighter and just easier to access. I've got an organizer insert in here. It's got the 4 grommets, so it's just really easy to get in and out, meaning if I wanted to pull this through, it goes through really easily, unlike the double flap version. So this one, I don't know, I guess when I'm just in the mood to either carry a lot more or just I want to kind of have like a big oversized look, I go for this. I think the Jumbo is definitely more of a casual bag. I don't see this size as a dressy size, so I'm not going to wear this to a formal event or like a an evening event or to a wedding. This is really casual. I'll wear this to like apple picking or hanging out with friends or shopping or something like that. So this, surprisingly, I think a few years ago was in the least used handbag category, and it has moved up. So it was definitely one of my most used in 2022. All right, this one here is also a fairly large bag. This is the only large designer tote bag that I own, and it's new to me because I bought it halfway through this year. So to be fair, it's still pretty new, but considering how much use I got out of it in a short period of time, I had to put it in the most used category. So this is the Chanel Deauville tote, and it's in like this mixed fiber material, sort of like cottony but textured, and I love the black on black because it's a little bit more subtle than that pop of branding. You could always turn it around. It's a great size. I did a whole series of videos trying to uncover the mystery of the sizing because a lot of the Chanel essays said that this was a small. I think this is technically the medium, even if they call it the small, because there's something smaller than this and then there's something much larger than this, and I love it because it has the straps, which is so comfortable and easy because it's got the leather brake, and then you have this as well, so you can also just grab and go. And especially in the summertime, even though it's black, it's light, it has a light fabric look to it, so I've been using it a lot to just throw everything in. I have an organizer insert. It also comes with this pouch, which is removable if you wanted to use it separately. I feel like it's well designed, and this one caught me by surprise because I never thought I would get a fabric Chanel bag, but this one I feel like just works for me, so definitely in the most used category. All right, this one might surprise you guys. This is, I don't know if it's considered luxury. It is designer, but new, more contemporary designer, because Polen has not been on the scene for all that long. This is the Numero 9 Mini, or the number 9 Mini. There's also the original size, which is bigger, but this mini size really got me, and I have actually let go of 2 Polen bags that were gifted to me and they just didn't work out. They were the Numero 1, the Mini and the Nano, so both the very signature number 1, I think it's their bestseller, in both those sizes. They just didn't work for me, but this one works so well. I love the draping. I feel like it's the most artistic bag that I own. It's very feminine. It's got a really simple silhouette, but super, super artistic. As you can see, I just feel like this must have been quite difficult to come up with, and some of you have asked me about the handle getting in the way, but I've gotten quite used to it going in and out, and because it's a quite wide base, you can fit quite a bit. I did a full in-depth review on this video, so if you have questions, definitely go check that out. But yeah, I think this has just been like a really easy black bag, and it can be casual or dressed up, and it's super, super light, and it doesn't really clash or take away from any outfits, so that's probably why I've reached for this quite a bit in 2022. And then last but not least, I've got my Givenchy here, my one and only Givenchy. And this one I think will just be a forever in my rotation. This is the Mini Antigona. This is the sugared goat skin in the caramel brown color. And I know that this color has been really hard to find. Many of you have been asking about it. They came out with the shiny Lord calf skin. That's what they call it. And it's this shade, but it's not exactly this because the texture is more smooth and kind of like a patent look. And then they came out with something else that's more like a pinky beige. But this color I know was seasonal and has been really hard to find ever since. I've had this for a number of years now, and I just feel like the size is perfect, and In the beginning, I did mention that this opening was kind of difficult and it would scrape my hands when I went in and out. But as you can see, it has loosened up over time, so it's really comfortable now and it fits quite a bit. Comes with this strap. And so if you're looking for a really classic structured bag, this has not lost its shape in any way. You can see. I feel like the Givenchy Antigona line is still really underrated, and some thought it was going to be like a trendy bag that would go out of style, and maybe some do believe that to be the case, but I think that it's a classic bag. So this will always be in my rotation, and it may not be the most used bag, but it is definitely one of the most used. So let's move on to the least used bags, and then I'll have to explain why they're least used. All right, I've just moved all the bags closer to me so they'll be in the camera shot. This one I think will always be in the least used. You'll understand why. This one here, it is quite old. My husband got me this bag. It's the only handbag that my husband ever gifted to me. It's probably 15 years old now, maybe going on 20 years. So it'll be close to vintage. This one here, it's the Prada Bowler Bag style. It's got a beautiful zipper that looks like it's got 4 zippers, but it's just this one right here. It's quite heavy. It's a little bit oversized. It's got no strap, so it's only top handle. But I keep this for sentimental reasons. This is the only bag that I keep for sentimental reasons, again, because my husband gifted it to me, and I use this so much. It's still in pretty good shape considering its age. All the other bags that I had for sentimental reasons only, I've since let go. Even my very first Chanel, my very first designer handbag, which was a Gucci. But this one, I'm just going to hang on to, so it'll be in my retired / least used handbag category, probably for the foreseeable future. Okay, this one here also may not be a surprise. I think this was in the least used last year as well, but I've used it more this year, so you guys might be proud of me. So this is my Birkin, Hermes Birkin, size 30 in the gold Togo with palladium hardware. I've since put a fun little twilly on it, which I never thought I would do because I'm kind of a simple gal. And this is what it looks like on the inside. It's quite large. I don't have a lot of occasions to wear a lot of big bags, but this is just beautiful. You guys know how much thought I put into this exact bag and requesting this exact bag from my SA and how happy I was when I got it. I had waffled between this and the Kelly, and eventually, after doing tons of research and trying on a bunch of different sizes and combinations, I wanted this color, this size. Again, the 30 with the generous handle drop length so that it can go easily in the crook of my arm. I think because it's a Birkin, really, that's my honest answer, because it's a Birkin and it would attract a lot of attention and it costs a lot of money and it's big, I don't gravitate towards this very often. I usually feel more comfortable wearing this when I'm out with a group or out with my husband. I don't know if that's like a security thing, maybe it's a psychological thing that I have to get over. But yeah, as you can see from my earlier grouping, I do tend to go for the smaller bags, the mini bags, and also bags that have a strap. So this one still remains in the least used, but of course I adore it. I think the color is just gorgeous, this gold color here. It is my dream color. You know that I am obsessed with this family of colors, anything in this shade that's like camel or caramel. So yeah, that's definitely least used in 2022. And then this one might be surprising because this was in my top for a while. But I think it's just, honestly, I have too many bags now and many of them are mini bags, so they're starting to become a little duplicative. So this is my cutie little toy Lulu. Still love it. It's kind of used and wrinkled and all that because I use this a lot, but it's an excellent shape. Like there's no wear on the corners or anything like that. And it's got the compartments and the strap. This is the original version. I love the original version. I think they've since gotten rid of this open compartment, which is great for cards and cash and even a card wallet. And then this is adjustable strap. So yeah, they've made a few tweaks, but I still think this is a great bag. It's super lightweight. It's very fun to wear because it's smushy, really comfortable. My kids love this bag so much. I don't know. Again, I think it's because I have other mini bags that I gravitate towards. I have not used this as much in 2022. I also think the large YSL logo is throwing me off a little bit because I tend to want to go for either more of a quiet, understated minimalist style bag or something that's like maybe monogram all over. Maybe it's one extreme or the other. But yeah, this bag is still very much adored. I just haven't reached for it as much as I have in the past. Now here you can see I've got two here. This one is not the original dust bag. This is a ZOOMONI dust bag that I use, but you can see this is a Chanel Classic Flap. and this is the vintage. It's over 20 years old. I had a really fun time hunting this down, and I got it from Fashion File. It's got the flat CC again, which I love, and it's the silver with the black lambskin, and I think this is just beautiful. It has a special kind of sheen and look to it. You see that? It's different. The quilting is flattened out, but it's not concave. You see that? It's a nice kind of balance, and I can wear this for many more decades before it starts looking super old, you know, super aged. But this has become a little, oh, so soft. This is probably the softest bag I own by far. This has become a little bit of like almost a relic. I've used it a few times. It's not like I left it untouched. I've used it a few times this year, but it's not one of my most used. It's just not. And maybe I have either too many black bags or too many Chanel bags now, but I still think it's absolutely beautiful and it feels very special to me. Next, I have another Chanel. Now you can tell by the dust bag, it is another classic flap. This is the original dust bag, although they've since changed the dust bag and they've removed the beautiful image that Carl sketched of Coco Chanel, which is a shame. But this one here is the beige Claire, and it's in the bright yellow gold hardware. It's the only Chanel that I own that's in the bright yellow gold. Everything else is either silver or the lighter champagne gold, but I feel like the bright yellow gold works beautifully with this beige Claire. Here you go. It's beautiful caviar. It's absolutely lovely. It's a little bit more stiff compared to my vintage just because it's caviar, which is thicker and more structured, but also because it hasn't been used all that much compared to the vintage. I mean, I used it. I definitely used it more the year before, but in 2022, I haven't used it all that much. I probably used it like a dozen times or so. I do try really hard to put all my bags in rotation so that they're all getting some use. Okay, the next one is a beauty, and this is my Louis Vuitton Speedy BB, and it's the seasonal discontinued piece that I think is gorgeous. It's in the lambskin. They call it ink because it's like an ink jet black lambskin. Very soft, subtle embossed monogram. Comes with a removable tag, luggage tag, like this. It's basically like a little Speedy. It's very close to the size of a Speedy 20, and the inside is beautiful micro suede. I actually have a black organizer insert in there. I don't know if you can see, to keep the structure. And then this chain, which is not adjustable, but it works perfectly for my height. I'm 5 feet 6 inches tall. I feel like this just is a piece of jewelry. It's a 3D braided, gorgeous black leather and gold hardware. I can wear this long crossbody. I can wear this shorter kind of looped double. I've done plenty of videos and reviews on this bag, but it's really hard to find unless you happen to get lucky on the pre-loved market. This bag I think is still beautiful. I just haven't reached for it all that much. And now I'm thinking I will for 2023. I'll definitely, put it more in the rotation than I have this year. Okay, this one is the only bag I'm showing from Longchamp. The nylon Le Pliage totes that I mentioned before didn't qualify for this video because I feel like those are really casual and they're under the $300 price point. I needed to cut it off at somewhere. This one definitely is probably a regret, if that's too harsh, I don't know. Yeah, so this is beautiful. It's a limited edition. It is woven, lots of leather, beautiful blue trim, suede interior. It's gorgeous. I was sold the minute I saw this on a shelf in the Longchamp boutique on Madison Avenue, and I thought, how cool is that? Plus, it was summertime, and I always equate bucket bags with the summertime, and I didn't own any bucket bags at the time. So I made a pretty impulsive purchase. It wasn't super impulsive because I had been eyeing this bag in the plain brown leather, but then when I saw this limited edition, I was like, oh my gosh. So that was kind of a knee-jerk reaction, and I think it was like $400 or $500 maybe. I just have not reached for this. I think it's just a little too intricate, even though I think it's super cool. It's probably just too much for me. You could probably see a pattern where I tend to go for like solid colors, more understated, and if I had to say one was a regret, this would probably be a regret, even though it didn't cost all that much. I don't think I should have bought this because it's not making sense for me. So, why am I bothering to put this? I'll clean that up later. And then finally I have this, and then I've got these two in the boxes you're probably wondering about, and I'll explain why they're in the boxes. So this one here is from Barcelona. I've had this bag for many years, and it's the brand Ariart. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I did a review on this bag probably at the very start of my channel a few years ago. It's supposed to look like a book. It's called the ABC Book Bag. It's so super cute. I think it's like $400 or 400 euros. So just translate that into USD. Super simple. I went to the workshop in Barcelona, specifically sought out this brand because I love the look of their book bags. I'm a huge avid book fan, book reader. I'm a reader, and I don't know, I just thought it was so cool, and no one really seems to have this bag. But the reason why I don't reach for this as much is because the phones have gotten bigger, and my iPhone 13 Pro Max fits in here even with a case, but it's tight, so like it kind of pushes against the sides like geek, you know, and it's kind of annoying because then I have to take my time pushing it down and pulling it out. So that's a little inconvenient, but otherwise I think this is a beautiful bag, and I have no intention of retiring it or letting it go. I just noticed that I just haven't been using it very much, especially this year in 2022. It's a beautiful forest green color. It's the only green color bag that I own. Okay, now I have these two in boxes. Then these are the last two in my least used handbag category. So that's going to top off the video, and then I'll share with you what some of the other bags are that I haven't showed in this video and where they fall kind of in between most and least. They're sort of in the middle. So this one, I think you'll know because I only have one Dior bag, and I packaged it all up because I thought I was going to sell it. I had mentioned that I was thinking of selling it because I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with this bag, and although that sounds really dramatic, I was so smitten with this bag from the beginning, and then I noticed there were some aspects that I didn't love, and it has always been this sort of back and forth, and now I am unsure. So I hesitated on selling it, and I decided to hang on to it, but I put it in the box to just mentally sort of put it away. I also thought if I was going to sell it, I should stop using it just to be respectful of whoever the future buyer is. But now I'm kind of leaning towards just using it and enjoying it. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts below. So this color's not showing up because now the sun just went down, so it's kind of dark right now. Think of it as a little bit more pink, a little bit lighter than it's showing up right now. It's the small size ABC Lady Dior with the charms, or the charms actually on the strap. And it's the blush color. It's beautiful. It's got the champagne gold hardware, and I wear a lot of camel, and when I wear this with my camel coat, it's so pretty. It works really nicely. You guys remember when I was obsessed with getting a pink bag, and I didn't want to do like a pink, so I went with this very beigey pink, and it works so nice. See? The charms that I got to choose. That's what you get to do for the ABC collection, and there's really no other size or color that I would want. So I'm thinking, since I don't have another Dior, and the Lady Dior is the classic of all classics when it comes to Dior bags, might as well just hang on to it and enjoy it, right? What do you guys think? I am very much in the school of thought that if you're not using and enjoying something, just let it go, for so many reasons. Space, money, if you could recoup some money, and making someone else happy that would want the bag. But in this case, I feel like because it is, the prices have gone up, by the way, since I bought it, so it'd be hard to get this exact bag in the exact color and condition again at the price that I paid. And because it's my only Dior and my only Lady Dior, I'm thinking, what's the harm if I keep this bag, and maybe I'll love it again one day, because sometimes bags also fluctuate based on our moods. You know, our moods, our lifestyles, and our fashion preferences of the year. So that I'm just sort of sitting on. This one, oh gosh. This one I literally packed up because of spacing. I have shelves along my closet where I line up all of my bags, mostly in their dust bags, but I started running out of space, and this one is a little bit bigger. It's not huge, but you know what this bag is. If you know my channel and you've been here before, you know what this bag is. But I just wanted to like put it away and get it out of sight for now, and I really have not reached for this, which is funny because I debated so much between this bag and the Birkin, and I think this validates that I made the right decision asking for the Birkin 30 when I did, because then I got this. You guys know it's beautiful. It's the Kelly 28. It's all beautifully packaged, and I haven't reached for it like at all. And every time I go out, my friends are like, why didn't you bring your Kelly out? It would have looked so good with your outfit. It would have matched nicely. And I'm like, oh yeah, it just doesn't occur to me. So this obviously has a strap. This is the new gray color that they introduced this year. It's called Gris Meyer, and it's just beautiful. And this is the yellow gold hardware. So I think this is perfect in terms of balance. I've got my caramel brown gold Birkin 30 with the palladium hardware, and then I've got this very muted gray tone with gold hardware. It looks a little bit more formal. I feel like the Kelly is a little bit more dressy. The 28 size is exactly what I wanted. I feel like it looks good in the crook of the arm, and it also looks good on the shoulder. I wouldn't wear it crossbody, but as you can see, I left the stickers on. I need to just start using this. And I am not planning to purchase any more Birkins or Kellys. And if you want a separate video on why that is, do let me know in the comments below, and I will make sure I film that video over the next few weeks. But I'm super, super happy with the one Birkin that I have and this one Kelly that I'm not even using. So, you know, I think that is enough, more than enough. But yeah. So that's why they're in the boxes, and I'll be packaging them both back up in the boxes, and I will decide when and how I'll use them in 2023, but that is it. And then I know this is kind of a mess, but I promised I would tell you about some of my other bags. So if you're thinking, what happened to the Celine bags? I've got my Celine Classic box bag and my Celine Trio, still have them. I still adore them. They're regularly in the rotation. They're just not most used or least used. They kind of fall in the middle of the pack. Also, I've got my Speedies, so my Dami Ibn Speedy B 25 that I recently got from London. I've been using that pretty regularly, considering I have to get into the rotation. But considering that it's new, I have been using it more than I expected, so I'm happy about that. And then my Speedy B 35 in the Dami Ibn, I've been using for travel. You guys know I bought that exclusively for travel. I'll admit I haven't been using that as much this year because I've been gravitating towards my nylon To-Me travel tote, which is so easy. But yes, I still have those. And then I've got my Pushat Matisse, of course, which almost made it into my most used. It was kind of a toss-up between the Pushat Matisse and the Givenchy Antigona. But I feel like I used the Givenchy Antigona a tiny bit more this year, just a tiny bit more. So that's where, you know, that was a tiebreaker, but I still, of course, adore the Pushat Matisse. And what else? I've got my other Polen bag, the Numero Sept, and I haven't been reaching for that as much because it's in that caramel color, and I just have so many caramel bags that I love. So that's kind of been a little bit less used, although it's newer to me. I only got it this year. And what else? I have the white ivory colored Atelier Auguste bag, which I actually used quite a bit as soon as I got it. It's the only white/ivory color bag that I have, so I intend to keep using that. And then the Chanel Mini Square, the gold Mini Square, I did use that pretty regularly as well. It just couldn't make it into the top, you know, most used, so that probably falls in the middle of the pack. I gravitate towards that bag a lot when I go out in the evenings and for date nights with my husband. So. And there's probably like 2 or 3 that I'm forgetting, but if I didn't mention them before and I haven't told you I let them go, I still have them and I'm enjoying them. They just probably just fall in the middle of the pack. So sorry for the mess here. I need to clean up. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there were any surprises or if you have questions or comments. Let me know what you think about these 2 here that I have been keeping in the box. I feel bad about it, but I'm also just trying to compartmentalize in my brain. I also have realized, like, gosh, I have a lot of bags. I have probably like 20 designer bags, like luxury bags, and if I were to include non-luxury, midpoint, more affordable, probably creeping up to 30 or so. So I am like at my max. I'm over my max, honestly. But here I am as a handbag enthusiast. What can I say? If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe if you are not already subscribed. I'd love for you to join our community, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.